Alright boys, how's all doing?
Yeah, good man.
Good. Welcome back to This Is My Story, your unofficial Hearts podcast. Well, I'm still sticking with Gary Mackay-Stephen of podcasts, even though we're getting better and he's getting shiter. So we'll try and come up with a new name soon. Actual, tweet us a better player who surely we must be McAneff by now or something. Somebody that's trying to drive forward but no as good as what we think he is. Surely that's what it is, isn't it? Alright boys, how is all doing? Ando, how's your week been?
Not too bad. Obviously, I've spent quite a lot of time with you guys over the last 3 or 4 days. But today I had spent the afternoon rinsing the bookies at the Cheltenham Festival. So aye, more than happy.
Fair play. Tam, how's your week been?
Oh, good, aye. Not really done much. Talked to you on Saturday. Aye, that's about it. No rinse the bookies.
Anybody else feel that Hearts winning at the weekend ruins the podcast?
It definitely makes you more cheerful, and I don't know if I like that. I think I prefer you sort of fire and brimstone, Corbett.
I know, it's a weird world that we're living in just now. Everything seems to be going well for us, which I don't like. Brad, how's your week been?
Aye, not bad, mate. I mean, exactly that point. I was like kicking my heels, like annoyed in the kitchen, and Missy's like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Hearts won. I don't know what to do."
What we're going to talk about on Tuesday, man. Rubbish. Dreadful. Kev, this time, how's your week been?
My week's been alright. It's been quiet. It's not been filled with anything. Hearts won. What else are you supposed to do? Work. It's just, I feel like I need to get something off my chest, but I've got nothing to get off my chest because we won. So,
okay, let's get us back to the football ASAP because this is getting dire, isn't it? Shanksy, cheer us all up. How's your week been? Surely you've been up to something.
I was the Jambo David Attenborough at the weekend. Is that the right Attenborough? There's two, eh? One's
David is the right one, aye.
Mm-hmm.
All right, aye. The other one we didn't talk about him, eh?
Why?
I was ripping about. I don't know. Is he no?
He's just an actor.
Well, he's an actor and he's
You
dead.
just threw him under the bus from there.
I thought he maybe had that dodgy Netflix documentary. So I was that guy. Ripping about visiting the Owls on Saturday at the Scottish Owl Centre. Go and visit the Owls. Moan the Owls. They're needing fed.
Was that you trying to play golf? Is that how it ended up there? Because that's why golf.
I was looking for my boss. And then
So was David Attenborough's, bro.
and then I went to visit the two pandas on Sunday at the zoo, and I about died by the time I got up the hill. So that was my weekend. I think Hearts won. I don't know.
Aye, I think we did. No, isn't it? Nothing worth talking about. Actually, did you? You had some good moments on the after match reaction. Did you know? I'm sure you gave us some wonderful insight into the game.
I would have done. Aye, probably. There's 2 pages of notes here.
Sounds like you, doesn't it? Sounds like the type of thing you would. Aye. Cool. Well, aye, as we said, this is my story, your Hearts podcast. You can catch us on all of the regular social medias. We're obviously on YouTube as well now, which is good. You can get us on Twitter at thismystory, admin at thismystory.uk. You can get us on Instagram. This is my story 1874. Cool. Right. This week we'll have all the usual stuff. We'll have Shanks McCann in a minute. We'll have our headlines. We'll have Quizroy Simpson. We'll have Corbett Hates. The youth policy, we're going to dive into that just now. Obviously tonight, Tuesday night, as we record. The league's pretty much wrapped up now. Dundee and Rafe have dropped points. Dunfermline realistically the only side capable really of catching us. Is it time now we start to see some youth players? Scarce around the funnel had a good discussion about it the other day, which I thought was something that we could dive into, especially on the back of some of the stuff from Jamie Walker as well. We'll have Nose by Our Noise with Shanks. We'll preview our Broth on Saturday and then Brora Rangers in the Cup, because when we come to record we will be playing Brora, and then we'll have Away Up In Gorgie, and we're back to Brad's for the start of that. Cool. We missed in it, boys. Is that all covered?
No, not really. Although I've heard that the match against Brora will be televised. So what we'll do is we'll send a roving reporter up to Brora, maybe, to cover the match live next Tuesday, because we're not going to be able to do a live reaction show, I would imagine, if we're doing this anyway. So,
well, we can pay money to Brora, can't we?
No, absolutely.
Brora's not the problem. Saturday's the problem, because if we're going to do a live reaction to the game on Saturday, means one of us is going to have to pay our broth money to watch the stream, or we can do some beep.
I think that could be the forfeit for whoever comes last in Corbett
quiz.
Hates this week.
Right,
Oh, that's a bit of spice. I
Well,
like that.
After last week with the PAL points kicking about, some of you's really disappointed me. we are a terrible performance in the Corbett loves. So we're back to form with Corbett Hates this week. So whoever gets the worst in the quiz has to pay and watch our broth and let us know what's happening so we can do the live reaction on Saturday. Cool.
Fine with that.
Shanksy boy. Shanks McCann, give us a shout outs for last week. What have you got for us this week?
So, last week, shout outs to the following winners. We've got Duncan Robertson, Andy Dixon, Neil Robertson, used to being colluding, Dean Lynch, Ace Jenk 77, and a big fuck you to Maximus Hounds, who said even GMS could get these. Sorry, Maximus. After 40 plus episodes, the patter well is dry.
At least we get to see the side of your head.
Aye, well, I've got a massive desk. I've got to use it, eh?
You got a massive head.
So, obviously, looks like me, Stampy, Snaky Steve, Presley, and scouted by Harry on a cruise, Tivoli Gardens, Ricardo Fuller.
Fantastic.
Moving on.
Somebody had a shout saying that they thought if it wasn't Presley, it could be Alan Mabry. And for the life of me, has Alan Mabry ever punched the badge? Can't remember.
A different club.
When he played for Hibs.
No,
I
maybe.
don't think he was keen at the badge thumping, was he?
Or Aberdeen, maybe.
Aye.
He
I
played
don't
there,
know.
didn't he? I don't know.
Miles Affit. Was it Jim Bunton again? Was it him? Was he Miles Affit? He's terrible at these, isn't he?
We've not heard back from.
After last week.
We've not heard back from Jim Brunton on email this week. Probably because Shanks assassinated him, but never mind.
Right. Sharp still.
If you can't take it, you've got to give away. Right, this week, these are equally pish, but these are great. Yeah. So, Robbie said that he'd scored goals. We all got excited. He didn't.
Could be literally anybody.
I know. Any of the last strikers we've scored in the last, we've signed in the last 20 years or whatever.
Well, this is why it's a challenge.
Player 2 ran the show in his debut versus the Blue Side. We were said to be besotted with him after a couple of games. He obviously didn't like his song because after tickling our balls early on, he then fucked off.
Like Tam.
Aye.
See you later, Tam.
See you later, mate.
Oh,
Sorry, I was just opening my window. It's a bit warm in here.
He's farted. That's what's happening.
Player 3 secured on a loan as a sweetener for Hickey. Memorable goal. Shagger shanksed it, and he pinged in a volley from outside the box to send Section G. So, Maximus Hounds, all the best.
And the precursor for that is just remember that Shanks has square balls. So when you're trying to think of these things logically, just remember that in the back of your head that the man eats his cereal at a square bowl.
So if I can just revert on that, Corbett, I've actually had an
moved up?
email this week. I've had an email.
Okay. Right.
Aye. So it's basically just somebody calling you out for slavering nonsense, saying
Right,
that you didn't like the BMC.
Right, is it?
So basically, we've uncovered the reason you don't like the BMC is because you once got a row from the barman for skidding across the floor in your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shell suit. Well, folk were trying to watch a stripper. Regards from Big Bill, owner of the banger, friend of Doogie Darthead, and Liam's da. So, it was you that was skidding about on your knees.
Yeah, I ruined everybody's night. But he was the best stripper I've ever seen, though. To be fair, he was really good performer. That would be, if my dad's emailed, that would be the best thing that's ever happened on the podcast.
Yeah,
It genuinely has, mate. I had to set
Well
up a wee secret squirrel group chat just so we could keep this from you and try and make you look foolish. But I'll send you the screenshot. And aye, cheers to Big Bill for the email. Top
Myself look foolish.
patter.
My dad. That to make me look foolish. I'm trying to think if part of involving my dad is going to feature later on in the show, because I was trying to remember, but this we'll come to it later. Anyway, but, cool.
You're making sure it happens now, though. Anyway, aren't you?
I know I have to. Nah, I'll give him this moment.
You can't use this podcast as a forum for airing your family's dirty laundry, Corbett. So let's just not get into a slanging match with your dad, because we'll make sure that your dad wins.
Well, there doesn't be any dirty laundry. I was 8-year-old watching a male stripper. you can judge whether my mum and dad did a good job.
Brilliant.
Cool. As always, tweet in our answers, or we're going to pop them on. We'll pop them on all the social medias. Who were you last week? Hearty Harry, win it.
Harry last week, aye.
We've got a good one for this week. Don't worry, we've got a good one for this week. Right, headlines before we dive into the rest. So, as we just spoke about there, Tuesday night finished Ayr 3, Dundee 1. Even worse about that is that I was at Dens Park as well. That's a shocker. And what did the Rafe? What was it? 1-0 to Califistle or something like that?
I believe so. Yeah, I 1-0 to Inverness
against Rafe Rovers. So I think now Dundee and Rafe got a game in hand, and Dunfermline have 2. Is that right? They're on 18. Dunfermline's on 18. Dundee and Rafe are on 19.
more or less.
So basically, as we said in the intro or whatever, Dunfermline now realistically the only club capable of catching us. And I believe, Ando, the games in hand for Dunfermline are against Rafe and Dundee.
Exactly that, aye. And they also have to play us as well. So they've got 2 games coming up against Dundee, 1 against us, 1 against Rafe. So they're quite tough opposition for them, but yeah.
So my bold statement is, if we win the game on Saturday, I think we've won the league. I think that wraps up the game. I think that wraps up the league, because I think those games in hand will end up draws, or the team that doesn't want to get beat will get beat, and it'll hand it to us. Anything else to say about the Vida League? Anybody? See you later.
Yeah,
exactly. It was nice seeing you, and we'll hope never to be here again.
Someone on the Big Hearts call earlier today said that Arbroath have only sold 55 tickets for Saturday. It's the type of petty,
Yes.
like, isn't it?
Yep.
55 more than I wanted them to get.
Aye, that's true. If you're listening, Stuart Wallace, the Foundation of Hearts, we want the 55 people's names. Name and shame them. See that top that's behind Brad's? Score their name off it.
And also, if you are one of the 55, ping us in a tweet, because you could just do the reaction, so we don't need to give them any money.
Send us the link. Send us a link so we can watch it, and we didn't have to feel bad for giving them money.
Is that 55 Hearts fans, or is that just 55 in total?
Hearts fans.
Nobody knows.
The way it's judged, because you can buy the away tickets and you see the counter at the bottom of what number you are. So.
All right. Okay.
Surely I haven't got very many more than 55 fans anyway.
Do you think this is like a bunch of idiotic Hibs fans that are just trying to, like, I don't know, like oh, well, I'll buy a ticket for Arbroath away, get it right up them, ha ha ha.
Actually, Rab Fairman, friend of the show, was saying he got a hefty bonus at his work. Maybe he's just bought 55 Arbroath tickets. trying to rain on our parade, because he was so no bothered about us selling 57,000 tickets for the Califistle game. Maybe. We'll have to investigate. Shanks, what do you know about Arbroath?
You did this to me last week. They play in Maroon.
Say fish.
I think the answer was fish.
Fish. Because it was good. Fish is the new Steve Banks. So I'll ask you again, Shanks, what do you know about Arbroath?
Fish.
Good. That's all we wanted. I think the night sums up why this league is so shite and why I want out of it, doesn't it? It's a terrible league. It's nothing like the standard that it was the first time we were around. It's nothing like the standard Rab Fairman likes to pretend that it is. It's a dog shit league with dog shit teams. We don't deserve to be there, and I'm happy that in a week's time or 2 weeks' time we're going to be back where we belong, and we never have to sully our name by playing Arbroath in a league match ever again. So, aye. Goodbye. Kev?
The good news about that fact of us being in the Premier League next year, think of the content that we'll have for the actual podcast on a Tuesday, because we would have got beat on the Saturday.
Aye, that's true. I just said on the Big Hearts call as well that it's been like 2 years since we last beat Hamilton. So there's something that needs immediately fixed. We can't be having
Mate, we've been trying to immediately fix the problem with no actually winning in Perth, and that's not happened for the last 12 years. So, Christ, I wouldn't actually hold my head.
Aye, I will not be holding my breath either. Anything else? Headlines this week? We spoke about it there, but we talked about it pre-show anyway. The Scotland squad been announced. I think it's only going to affect us with Craig Gordon. I think he's been called up, but Mikey Smith and Liam Boyce will potentially be out for the cup games as well. Surely we've got enough in the locker to beat Brora without Gordon, Smith and Boyce, would imagine, surely.
Yeah, they'll also miss the Queen of the South game.
Oh yeah, Queen of the South Day. That was the one. When we win the league.
Surely Nando's pumped out Mbappe now, surely. They two have got to have switched.
Is he going to get called up for France? Is that
that's what I'm worried about now.
Aye, we can't be having that. Shanks, what do you know about Brora Rangers?
He live miles away and it's freezing, and Jamie Walker can't be arsed going there because he's got to get 2 buses.
Get the D28 up to Stonehaven. I don't even know where Stonehaven is. I just made up a place. Is that a place? Is it up north?
Aye, that's up near Aberdeen.
But it's miles away. But points for trying.
I'm actually, now that we're back in the top flight, I'm way. Who was it? Albion Rovers. Don't let Brora Rangers in. It's too far away. Now that we're in the top flight and we're back where we belong, don't get them back in. It's far too far away. Fuck that. I'd said not to depress everybody on the Big Hearts call, but if Robbie wins against Brora Rangers and beats Stranraer, it is the best performance he's ever had in the Cup, because he's never won more than 2 games in the Cup for Hearts. I was coughing. Stabbed myself in the back of the head at the same time.
That's a sign of lying. He just made that start up on the spot there.
I didn't. That's not made up. I wish it was. So there you go. That's depressing. Here's something I'll put just before we move on to the next bit. Do you think we'll take the Cup serious? Do you think we're in it to win it, or no bothered?
We definitely have to. I want a double this year.
Is this going to be like the Livy game all over again? Will people get excited and then they show up with under 12s and we get pumped 4-0 or whatever it is?
I'm sticking that out there now before we come on. We'll do the Brora in Arbroath previews there. That's exactly what I think will happen. I don't think we'll take the Cup even remotely serious.
Surely if we've won the league, as you say we will on Friday, what would be the point in not just going for it?
Well, hopefully, but I don't know. I just have a feeling that we won't be that bothered about the Cup, if I'm being honest. But
that's fucking wrong. Like it really is. It's like why even bother entering the competition if you're not going to take it serious? I get that, right? You know what? The bread and butter is done with, and we've won the league, and we're calling it now. I get that, but if you're in the Scottish Cup, why the fuck not just try and win it? Anything else is stupid.
Aye, but there's no point getting angry at it because Corbett just thinks we'll no try it.
I know. But I'm angry at Corbett for even suggesting it. So,
to be honest with you, I blame Shanks for the whole thing, because now that I'm a happy clapper, I have to try and find things to be angry about, because I just can't adapt to this role as the podcast's happy clapper. I need something to be doom and gloom about.
I just love the fact that you're raging about the performance against Brora 2 weeks before we get
Mate, that's how I live my life. You've no idea
how pissed were we?
You've no idea how angry I am about a game that's never happened. Wait till you hear my thoughts on next season in the top flight. I'm already raging. Anything else caught your eye in the world of Scottish football this week?
Nothing that warrants a comment. It's all shite.
Nah, would we touch on the Scotland squad a wee bit?
No one cares about Scottish national football. Move on.
I'm sure the English and Australian guys will do well.
Yeah. So that New Zealand guy up front will be brilliant for us, man. Aye, cool. Right. Now, a time for a word from our sponsor.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Bike Speed UK. Any Jambo using the promo code This Is My Story will get 10% off at checkout.
For every biker's every need, think Bike Speed UK. From motorcycle parts and accessories to the best biker wear. Think bike, think Bike Speed UK.
Thanks for Bike Speed. Don't know about you, Brads, but have you been using that 10% discount code?
Aye, man, this was 10% off. This is an absolute bargain.
Mike's on your head.
This was an absolute bargain.
It shows you the different worlds that Bike Speed cater to. I've been out trying to do kickflips on my scooter, and Brads has been driving tanks, so it's been epic. Any Jambo looking to get this helmet, just quote 10%. This is my story. You can get. Or any other Disney princess that you like.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's brilliant, isn't it? Right.
We
Take it
peaked,
off.
guys.
No,
We peaked.
I've got a helmet here. I've got a helmet here. But just so that anybody knows, we will not bow down to corporate sponsor. We're only doing it because he's a mate. But if anybody does want to send us stuff in, absolutely, we will take it.
Well, it's
Right.
top of the list. What are we looking for?
Si Ferry's producing bottles of vodka on his, so I say we start there.
Glenn's though, eh?
No,
Do you get non-alcoholic, Glenn? I'll take that. Actually, I'm drinking it.
It's water.
I'm drinking it right now.
a
I
bottle
like
of
how you've got a
lemonade for
Peppa Pig
Corbett.
glass and a frozen helmet. It's lovely.
It's the world I live in
It's
now.
not even Peppa Pig, is it? It just says ice cream. Cool. Move on.
It actually says ice baby is what it says.
Oh, okay.
It's a vanilla ice cup
Man.
because I'm so into my gangster rap.
What has happened to us, by the way? Remember
what
after
happened.
after
one.
episode 5 when we thought we are absolutely utter fucking shite and we thought we'll never make this work, and then we peaked when we had JC7 and Jamie Walker, and then in the 2 short weeks that's happened, we're looking at frozen helmets and fucking plastic glasses with Peppa Pig.
To the hospital with that.
What did you just take off your head? It was
That's
a frozen helmet.
That's the show's name, innit? Frozen helmet.
Frozen helmet. That's it. There we
What
go.
would you aim at
One up.
5? What would you aim at 5?
A
Right.
frozen helmet.
Let's move on. We're going to do Quizroy Simpson. So, as it works every week, and everybody seems to forget, that we'll do 5 questions and then 5 Corbett Hates, where there's hundreds of PAL points up for grabs. The loser will be. What did we say the loser was doing? Oh, I buy in the Arbroath game,
Mm-hmm.
so that we know. It is at obviously 1 point for 1 and 2 for 2 and 3 for 3 and all the usual shit. Right?
Can you please specify the PAL points in advance of each PAL question? Because I got stiffed last week.
I'll decide how much they meant
And what happened to you in the quiz?
it. Right. Hands up. Why have I got my hands on my head?
I
That's
don't
not-
know, but I'm praying. Right, there we go. Right, hands in front of me. I'm all good.
These are pretty good. These definitely should be praying. Right. Number 1. How many goals have Hearts players scored against Hibs this season? Right. Well, we'll start at Ando since he went. Oh, actually, no, because you got a chance. You could potentially have it right. We'll start with Tam.
All right, fine.
We'll work in reverse order of likelihood to have it right. Tam,
3.
name them. No, don't. Shanks.
When we say Hearts players, do we mean like players that used to play for Hearts but didn't play for Hearts anymore?
No.
No. Hearts players. Current Hearts players.
2.
Brad.
None.
Ando.
Oh.
0.
Kev.
0.
Can I change my answer then?
No.
One Hearts player has scored against Hibs if it's this season.
Unfortunately, you cannot change your answer.
Oh.
You would have been right, because the answer is 1. Roberts has scored against Hibs this season. He scored for Motherwell.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Current Hearts player. I would also... No, I wouldn't have.
You can accept 3. You can accept
No,
3.
I'm not accepting 3, because that was
How?
last season's Scottish
Oh,
Cup.
mate.
I was the only one that was actually on the right lines, kinda.
No,
You
you'll think I'll
you-
find.
you-
I was the
you-
only
you
one on the
think
right ones.
Who were you
You were
thinking
thinking
of?
about the cup. I don't know who I was thinking about.
That's great. I was on the right lines, but I didn't know who I was thinking about.
I was thinking about players for other clubs.
But when he
Right,
scored,
fuck off.
he was a Motherwell
Shut up,
player.
move on.
Yeah, I should get half a point to be honest, but
You shouldn't get fucked.
Aye.
Right.
that was really harsh.
Right.
Tam,
Number
let's see your
two.
hands and Brad's.
Aye.
No
I was
cheating.
writing down my half a point.
You were writing down, Liam was mean to me.
Time stamping it and everything.
Messed
Cut
with
that.
it.
I don't know what you think we're going to Google anyway. It has warped mind. It's not going to make
Okay.
any sense.
I don't think Google would answer this one. Right, okay.
Are we doing a
Question-
hates or we?
Oh no, I'll do two, and then I'll go into the hates.
Cool.
Right, question two in Quizroy Simpson. Who scored the opening goal in the 1998 semi-final versus Falkirk?
Oh,
Right, and we'll start again. This time I'll go Shanks, since you made a noise that made me feel like you might have a clue.
So it's obviously got to be wrong, but I'm going to say Jose Katongo.
Okay. Tam?
I absolutely no idea. Score
Somehow.
Stephen Filton.
Decent. Brad's?
I was thinking Mickey for some reason.
Mickey Mouse?
No.
Ando?
So I was at that game, and I want to say it was Neil McCann, but I think he scored the last one, not the first. I can't remember.
Kev?
no, we can.
Unfortunately, you're all wrong. Stefan Adam.
Fuck!
in the
I
sec-
knew that! Neil
the sixth
McCann
minute.
scored the second, didn't he?
You convinced me, Ando.
I know.
Stefan Adam scored the first and the second, and Neil McCann scored the last.
I've got a confession though.
Shit!
Yes.
I've got a confession. My confession is that I nearly said Stephen Mahy.
Well,
Wow.
that would have been funnier. That would have been better. I
I'm
like that.
fucking annoyed with that because I knew it was.
What,
Never mind.
Jose
Adam
definitely
and
played the way, but he never played in the final. Was he on the bench in the final?
He came off the bench in the semi-final.
Yep.
He
But
came
he
off
never
the-
made the squad for the final.
He played
Ah.
He played Neil McCann through for the third goal. It was a belter. Right, now the one you all care about the most.
Yes,
Then you
here
need,
we go. This is
then
what
you
I'm
need
really
your-
interested in.
then you need your hands on your head for this one. Corbett Hates. Last week's Corbett Loves was just weird. Felt weird. None of us liked it. We'll move
And
on.
there's no more to love as well. That's it.
Aye, that was it. We'll keep it for maybe a few weeks down the line. Now, there's a couple of my hearts things I like. Right, number one, 50p heed. Can hear him running through my house. Outrageously good at smashing diags at the park. Ando?
If he's got a head shaped like a 50p, it's got to be Christoph Berra.
Shanks?
I can only think it better, but the other clues there make sense.
Tam?
When you say Dags at the park, I think Danny Wilson.
Brad?
I was thinking it's got to be the pass and it's Danny Wilson.
Aye.
Kev?
In agreement with Danny Wilson. Mainly also for the point of view that when he went to header that one at Ibrox that day, he didn't head in the right direction, but it still went in.
Me and you, Ando, we're like that.
Fucking right we are.
Christoph Berra.
You
The
call him 50.
noisy,
You call him.
noisy runner. Did you say Berra too? Aye.
Yeah.
You were humming and hawing. You didn't nail your colours to the mast.
I'm no coming at the plaza with you on Saturday. You can get fucked.
I didn't have enough what you got. I used to muck about with you. That's why.
There's only two
How many-
people in this world that I've called either a 50p head or a biscuit tin head, and they're both the same guy. And it's Christoph Berra.
Right, so,
Hey,
how many
constantly-
points do you get for that?
You can have 2 PAL points each.
Beautiful.
Are they included in the Arbro thing?
The other 3,
No.
very disappointing.
No.
Are they not?
No, this isn't the real quiz.
This quiz is going to win on who gets the closest to the pin on the fifth answer. Like, so, don't
Right.
worry about it.
Number 2, Corbett Hates. Talked in riddles, looked like a windy salesman, got battered off Robbo. Tam,
Csaba Laszlo.
Kev,
Aye, Chava Laszlo.
Shanks.
Aye, what they said.
I don't have enough knowledge. I'm going to say Csaba Laszlo because it's been said already. There you go.
I was going with Shabba as well.
Do we even know each other, man? Do we even know each other? It is
Who else
Shabba.
got battered? All
It
right.
is Shabba. It is Shabba. You look like a fucking window salesman, man. That wee silly suit and that stupid hair's jacket. You
What
look like
game
the
was
guy
that?
that... What do you mean?
He was manager
You look like
at
a-
Ferencváros.
Murrayfield.
Aye, and Robbo
Aye.
Robbo kicked his
booted
ass.
him.
Aye, I can't remember the name of the other team though.
Ferencváros.
Veterans far off. We played them in the same time we had like Schalke and that.
Correct.
Where are
Beat
Ferris
one
Faris Frush? Frush? I try to chuck you in there and I've lost.
We have to talk
I
about
don't
this
know where they're from. Is it like Hungary or something?
Well done, buddy.
Quizroy. Question number 3. 7 Scottish players played in that semi-final. Can you name them? I will just go around and you can take a point for every one that you get right.
Sorry, what semi-final?
The semi-final versus Falkirk in 1998.
All right, okay, right, so
7 Scottish players played in that semi-final. Can you name them?
yes.
Right, Tam.
I'm going to cheat here and say Neil McCann.
Correct. Shanks. Get off Google.
Stevie Fulton.
Incorrect. Ando.
Mickey.
Oh, you bastard.
Correct. Brad's.
Too late.
I pass. Come back to me.
He did not play. Kev.
Gary Naismith.
Correct. Tam.
Paul Ritchie.
There's a severe lack of looking at people's hands here.
I'm scribbling.
What? You doing like a drawing or something? Paint by numbers?
Is Paul Ritchie correct? Get
Paul
on it.
Ritchie is correct.
Right.
Been said.
Dave McPherson.
Incorrect. Ando.
David Weir.
Correct. Brad. 2 more left.
Lockie was injured, but I don't know if he was injured before that. Lockie.
Incorrect. Kev.
Jim Hamilton.
Correct.
That was going to be my answer, Kev. Not even kidding.
Oh, Disney. No,
Oh, Whitney.
Tam.
Who played?
There's
Fuck.
one player left. Tam.
Pass for me.
Dead air is a crime,
Right.
Tam. You know this.
I said pass. I said pass.
You're out, Tam. You're out. Shanks.
Jose Kitongo.
Is he Scottish?
He was born in Hamilton. What was that place
I've been
called?
on loads of nights out with him in Hamilton and Stirling.
What was the place called in Hamilton? Everybody used
Hamilton
to go.
The
Palace.
Hamilton Palace.
Hamilton
That
Palace.
was- there you go.
Utter shithole.
Aye, he was born there. Right, Ando.
Final roll of the dice. It's probably wrong, but John Robertson.
Nope.
Shit.
Nah.
Kev.
Annoy me.
7.5. No?
It's going to annoy the listeners on the
I
audio.
said the 2 centre halves already.
Right.
Be the wing backs or a winger, I think.
Oh, no, wait.
And Inayemi, were you going to say?
No, I was gonna say-
Anybody
I was
make
gonna say
any
Andy Cox.
jokes?
Don't make that joke, aye. Don't make that joke.
He coached at Hibs.
Oh,
Oh shit! Grant Murray.
Grant Murray.
Motherfucker.
Correct.
Fuck Grant Murray, ugly looking bastard.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
For a bonus point, who was the captain on the day for Hearts?
Davy Weir?
Anybody else want to take a guess?
Well,
Sure.
how are you doing it? Brad's just declared that. I'll say
Just
Mick.
That's my
I'll say
guess.
an answer.
I'll say Mickey.
Cool. Anybody else?
I'll go Paul Ritchie.
Rusey.
Rusey, aye. I think I'll
It was David Weir. You can get a.
I've got 1 point now in this quiz.
You can get a king way. Right now, the one that everybody cares about the most. Right, Corbett Hates. Number 3. Number 3. Arse bigger than my mum's. Battered painters and decorators. Fans still get a chubby for him. Hasn't played since.
Bradley gets a chubby for him.
I got a chance for
For my man's arse.
Yeah.
Big email in. He loves it emailing. Right, go.
Gennaro Zifuk.
Anybody else? Any other takers?
not disagreeing with that one.
It is Gennaro Zifuk.
My
Hearts fans.
Hall of Fame nomination.
Aye, Hearts fans.
Plus
need
two
to-
other players because he's that bad.
Aye. They need to get over Zifuk. He was horrendous.
What's the painters and decorator part?
Because he
He's playing
played
the
in the
championship.
Premier League, playing the Championship.
He
Because
studied
if I-
like 6 beef or whatever.
Aye, exactly.
3
Yeah.
tab. Anyway.
Okay, it was cutting my grass. It's pish. Right. Are you alright? You seem quite upset about this PowerPoint stuff. You can have a PowerPoint for number 1, since you did say better and I never heard you. If it's going to put a smile on your face and get you back on side, we can be pals. We'll still go to the plaza. Me and you Saturday, right?
Even slagged my gutties. I'm
We'll
not,
get a pair
I'm
of
not
Nike-
happy.
We'll get Nike Air Force Ones, me and you. We'll get a couple of chariots. We'll get down the plaza. Be brilliant. We'll sing Viva Kujabi. You'll love it.
Oh
It'll be
god.
the time. It'll be the time of your life.
If this
Me and
doesn't
you.
happen, I'm going to be fairly upset.
Question 4 in Quizroy. Hearts have won the Scottish Cup 8 times. How many goals have we scored in the finals? So combined, how many goals have we scored?
Including just only for victories.
Yes. And this isn't the closest to the pin.
Oh no.
Alright, I'll take it.
Go then,
21.
Brads.
I'm thinking higher. 27.
Kev.
Come on, you were there for all of them.
Hey, 20, 24.
Sam.
32.
Shanksy.
22 undefeated.
Ando, you're the closest. It's 21. With 21, sorry. It's not 21. It's 20 is the answer.
Oh,
Okay, well, I'm giving myself points for that.
Fine.
No.
If you wanted to be pedantic, you could say it's technically 24.
I was going to say with the penalties.
We scored 4 penalties against Gretna.
Nah, penalties don't count towards a tally, so I'm right with
Penalties?
21.
Oh,
Fuck
penalties
yous
would
all.
you-
you're not right because it was 20.
Exactly.
Penalties
you
would
can
be the
But
cup.
I'm the closest, so fuck you, Tam, fuck you,
You said
Braz,
it's
and
not
fuck you,
closest to the
Kev.
pin.
I don't
You
care.
get-
I don't care.
you
I'm
get
still the closest.
4 You get 4 points for that, Ando.
I'm taking a moral
Oh,
point.
wait.
Thanks, Corbett. Cheers.
I was including the penalties for that. I didn't believe that.
I'm done with this
absolutely
podcast,
done.
man.
Aye.
I'm done with it.
Right,
Oh.
Right.
sound.
Number 4.
See you later.
Corbett Hates. Corbett Hates, number 4. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Most pointless thing since Don Cowie. Got Shanks written all over it.
Sticks out like a sore thumb. What sticks out like a sore thumb? It's got Shanks written all over it. It's not
I've got the answer.
It's not Liam Boyce, is it?
Sam, go for it.
It's the curry shed.
Shanks, want to take a stab?
Come back to me.
It is, don't have to, it is the curry shed.
Fucking hell. Shit.
It does have written all in it because you've sent me numerous pictures of you with a masala at the Tyne
Stop.
Castle.
Slagging my lambooner. If I've been hanging on a Saturday morning, that's all that gets me through.
Absolute travesty that that's even in Tyne Castle. Furious. Right. Joining the last one for Corbett Hates.
Go.
It's an easy one. Right. Number 5. Stephen
Tam.
Presley.
I don't... Fair
There you
enough.
go.
What was
That's
it? I didn't hear because I heard my name.
Stephen
Number
Presley.
Number 5. Stephen Presley.
Okay.
Number 5. Quizroy Simpson.
Used to pin.
Yes. Joe
Oh,
Pereira is the worst goalkeeper ever. Right? In 25 games, he conceded 43 goals. Nearest to the pin, how many shots on target did he face? Conceded 43 goals. How many shots on target did he face in 25 matches? Closest to the pin.
Okay,
Who wants to take a stab first?
I'll take it. I'll say, I'll add a third. I'll say 63 or thereabouts. Yeah, 63 shots on target.
Shanks.
112.
Tam.
50.
Really, man. Only managed to save 7. That's no far off.
I think I
Right.
could find
Kev.
myself. Then
I think Tam's not that far wrong, so I'm going to say 68.
Brad, resident goalkeeper. All the pressure's on you.
87.
Brad, you get all the points. It's 88. You had 88 shots.
So basically, every second shot on target was a goal.
Every second shot on target was a goal.
That's fucking awful, man.
Stats are a joke. He conceded a goal every 53 minutes if you include his 5 shutouts. Nearly every 37 minutes if you take away the 5 shutouts that he had. He kept 5 clean sheets. 3 of the clean sheets came in games where the opposition never even had a shot on target. Won every second attempt on goal was a goal.
Mental.
That
What
was fucking mental.
I never read it, but there was an article today, Daniel Stendhal, saying why he kept him in goals. What was the justification for that?
Basically because he was good with the ball at his feet on the 18-yard box, is what he said, basically.
I said this before last year when episode 3 or 4. He was actually a midfielder, but then had a really bad injury, which then forced him into goals, which actually then just weighs it, it just puts it out of plan. I've just checked for his period of playing at Huddersfield this season. He has played 1 match, and in that match they got beat 4-3.
it was shocking as well.
I had a horror show.
That's actually, think about that. 1 in every second shot is a goal.
I reckon I could save more than that.
I bet you.
Just by standing there.
I bet you. Your other favourite friend, the long-haired laptop warrior, was probably just telling everybody from Stoke, just take shots at him. Just hit the ball as hard as you can on target. You'll definitely score.
Aye, 100%. Absolute embarrassing that he's taken a wage with those stats. He's a goalkeeper. That is embarrassing, man.
Yeah, he'll be on about 10G about Man United.
Easy. Absolute ridiculous. Right, there we go. Who tallied up the points? Who won the most? Shanksy boy. What'd you get? Just a cut with cuddling out on Saturday at the Plaza.
7.
Fuck.
Fish. 7, right, cool. Who got what else?
I got 6.
I got 7.
Unlucky, mate.
What did you get, Kev?
Me got 6.
6. Sorry, Tam.
No, I'll tell the truth. Crookie's lying. I'll listen to this back before it comes out on Saturday, and I'll figure out how many you got right.
Well, he's getting it's because he's counting his PAL points because we had a wee rocky part through the Corbett Hates there, but we've made up now.
I'm actually golfing on Saturday, so I'm not watching that pish game, so didn't bother picking me.
Well, it'll be better than your golfing, so you might as well. Somebody put cat noises over the top of that. That was good. Right.
Well, it's none of the listeners are going to be watching the game either, so they'll be reliant on us doing them after match reactions. So
you just have to stop yourself for saying fans to the podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say fans, and
big time we are. I'm putting the helmet back on. Tell them all about our fans of the podcast.
Only Tams.
Your only Tams. Right. With the news tonight that we'd already spoke about there, basically, we got a 14-point lead at the top of the league. Dunfermline, the most likely, well, not the most likely, but the only likely candidate to potentially stop us winning the league. We've played 0 minutes to anybody under the age of 20 this season. Do you think now is the time to start playing the youngsters? I'll open the fields to use. Who wants to take the first stab at the answer? Ando, hand straight up.
Short answer is yes, you have to. Because when we got relegated the last time, then that was our excuse to start playing loads of youngsters, and look how well it worked out for us. Now I know this is kind of the opposite of that, is that you've won the league and you're going up a level, but why not bleed the youngsters? Give them an opportunity to come through and sort of make their mark. Because if you do find that sort of prize nugget within the last 5 or 6 games or however many it's going to be, then you know what, that's someone that you can save a scouting job on for next season. Like, why go out and buy some fucking arsehole that just turns out to be absolutely garbage when we've
Gary
got
McKay-Stephen.
exactly that.
Glenn Whelan.
Exactly. Where we've got somebody in-house that, you know what, maybe with a wee bit of nurturing, and if you play them against the lower league teams in the early games of the Premiership, might come onto a game. You might find a prize winner. Why not do it? It'd be stupid not to.
Sam, echo the same.
Pretty much the exact same. The only question not a question as such, but which youngsters would we be playing? Because anyone that we've kind of seen around the first team previously have kind of been sent out on loan outside of McGill, I'm right in saying. I think you've got obviously Logan's on loan, Cochrane's on loan.
Is he?
Aye.
Smith's on loan.
Yeah.
Cochrane's still at that team. Montrose, there you go. But I don't really know who else we've kind of been pulling through.
Well,
I was saying Moore there, but he's already been kind of let go, eh?
He's
been told
it.
to patch it. So it brings it on, Brads. You wasted 90 minutes of your life watching the bounce game on Sunday. Anybody stick out for you in terms of the younger guys?
Aye.
Eddie White looks promising, doesn't he? He's a good prospect coming through.
Eddie White was frightening on Sunday, by the way. He was actually class. Full disclosure, the only reason I watched the game is because the remote was too far down the sofa and the wee one had fallen asleep on me, so I couldn't reach it to turn it over. So stayed with it, persevered. I actually thought, was it Cammy Logan, the left back?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he actually looked really good going forward. Unfortunately, I had Berra playing next to him, so it was a bit rocky. But he did look promising. The only caveat there is that he'd have to replace Kingsley. So I don't know how much of a sniff he's going to get. Hopefully he would.
He's actually a right back as well.
Aye.
Well, then he has to replace Smith. They're their two kind of strongest players have been notoriously. Was it Darge that came on in the second half? Centre back. I thought he looked alright. I think he didn't look too bad. McGill was fairly anonymous, unfortunately. Other than that, I didn't really see many other faces.
Did Cheesy get the whole game, or did that Stone come on? Or are you going to make a Shanks McCann and tell me he's been loaned or something?
He got loaned out today, to be fair, but aye.
Cheesy played the whole game. It was fairly alright. Bang average.
Is he going to cover us when Gordon's on international?
Against Brora? Aye. Fine. Tam
Yes, sir.
could go goals for that.
Don't worry, we've still got Bobby.
Aye, we've still got
Aye,
Bobby.
we've got Bobby.
Oh, no, I forgot about that.
Look at good Bobby.
Have you still got... Is Colin Doyle still in the books as well?
Well, he's on loan at Kilmarnock, isn't he?
Aye.
It's funny
he's
because
away.
guess what? Kilmarnock are gone down.
Well, as it stands, aye, they're fucked.
And they've got Colin Doyle in goals. Who'd have thought that? I think McGill potentially is on loan, is he not? I thought he went on loan to somebody.
No, I think he stayed. Cochrane came on as well. Cochrane came on as well, and he's anonymous as well.
Aye, so that's the counter of the argument in it, is that, yeah, we would all love to see the young players getting a chance, but ultimately, and we'll never know until you give them a go, but I'm doing that thing again I did on YouTube. I'm rhyming for no reason. It's my past days as an MC, spitting bars, I can't help it. But aye, the young players, we don't know if they're better than what we have. We can only assume that we'd be better than Elliot Freer, to be honest, than Jordan Roberts. And after the performance that he put in on Saturday, having shown tiny glimpses that he might have been picking up some form, Gary Mackay-Stephen was an empty vessel on Saturday. He was absolutely atrocious. You got to wonder if Henderson, for example, Henderson scored in the games against Motherwell, the bounce game that we won 3-1, I think. He scored then, he scored again on Sunday. Surely they've got to be given some opportunity, because Henderson and Moore looked decent under Stendhal, not amazing, but better. So that's the kind of flip side in it, is the young guys would love to see get a game, but are they a bit of a myth just now? It's like I said on the Big Hearts call, it's the same with John Suter. The longer he's out injured, the better he becomes as a defender. You know, we all now think that he's this great defender because he's been out for so long, and it's the same. Cochrane is this world beater, McGill's a world beater, all that sort of stuff. Ultimately, do we think they're good enough? I don't know. It's hard to tell, innit, if they're not getting a game.
Aye, they've got to cut their teeth in this league. I think this is a perfect opportunity. If we are sitting in such a comfortable position, even if we go out and they play absolute dross, at least they're getting a chance to play competitive first team games. You've got to give them the opportunity to be shite, first of all, before we can pass a judgment.
So we've had a couple of young boys on the bench that have just never came on, don't we? Because there can't be very many of them. Is it Denham?
Yeah.
Ian Denham.
He seems to always be on the bench, but doesn't get a game. Has McGill been making the bench?
He's the bed.
And Henderson. So, they can't be any worse than what we have. I think we've got to give them a chance. We've got to
I think
bed
you'll
them
certainly see some of them on Tuesday night against Brora.
Aye. So I think we're all pretty much in agreement that now that the league seems to be done, hopefully we see some young guys getting a run it over the next few weeks, especially like you said with international play. The league, I think Dunfermline now is probably the only big game that we have left league-wise, other than the cup if we take it serious. So, let's hope that we see some of the youngsters getting a game. Right, now let's do Noah's by our noise. And this week we've all been buzzing and looking forward to it because it's Shanks that's doing it. So for anybody that can't remember, Noah's by our noise is basically we will do an alternate commentary of a Hearts or a few Hearts iconic goals, and we basically to try and guess what the goals are based on Shanks' commentary. So, Shanks, over to you.
So, I've only just learned, listeners, as have you live there, that these are meant to be iconic goals. So, these might be harder than previous weeks. Some of these are, well, aye. Goal number 1.
Are they pre-season friendlies? Because that'll be hard.
Nope, they're not.
Right, okay.
No.
It will be sounding.
Right. So we've got a corner up at the away end. In the Corbett gets marched out corner. Big red wine pass, fires one in. Big Ferrari banger, heads it clear to the Terrace and Phillip. He has a go, blocked, it's bobbling around, out to the edge of the box, and Tepe's sub smashes one in the bottom right corner.
You've lost me, mate. You've lost me. I don't have a fucking clue. I'm not even going to dress it up. I'm famously shite at this part of the program. Fucking hell, that's a new one. It's not a show, it's a program. Jesus Christ, I'm on the radio now. Fuck. No, I have no idea.
Right.
Well done, Shanks. 1-0.
Let's work our way through it. So it's did you say Nadie?
I've got a guess, but I might be wrong. But I thought it might have started out like the Ollie Legal at Easter Road, but again, I don't know.
It comes to a corner, and that wasn't Ollie Lee's goal.
No.
Oh no, it was a goal kick.
It was middle of the park.
Yeah.
These are miles off it as well. Let's think back. Big red wine pass, fires one in. Big Ferrari banger, heads it clear. Who could we be talking about there?
A Ferrari banger.
Ferrari banger has to be Gary O'Connor.
Boom!
Right. They say this.
Tepe Moylanen's replacement.
How do you even know who Tepe Moylanen is, Shanks?
All boy season.
Oh, okay. Right, okay. I got you.
Was it Zaliukas in the derby?
Nah. Right, so
Right, go.
this is going well.
Keep it going again.
I'll keep thinking.
Right, so Gary O'Connor heads it clear.
Gary O'Connor heads it clear after big red wine pass fires one in.
Right.
Who's that?
He's got a big red face.
Kevin Kyle,
the
maybe?
On the corners. Who's hit? What, Kevin Kyle and Velichka are banging in corners?
Well, I didn't really even understand what it was, so...
The thing to red wine's probably not got anything to do with it. You probably just decided that he drinks red
got
wine.
a big fucking red face.
He's got a
They're
big
running about.
Aye, who gets red faces playing 90 minutes of football?
Everyone.
Right, move on to the next bits.
Right, and then so Gary O'Connor's headed it clear, and it falls at the feet of Mr. Terence and Phillip.
Terence and Phillip.
So, Are you going with Kevin McKenna because he's
Kevin
Canadian?
McKenna. Aye.
Aye.
Kevin McKenna, yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Here's a go. And it's blocked, and then it's bobbling around. It's out to the edge of the box, and then Tepe's sub smashes one in at the bottom right corner.
Tepe's sub. You know Tepe Moynihan was a goalkeeper.
So, who famously came on when Tepe got either injured or taken off playing goal?
Was it
Lee Wallace?
Lee
Was it?
Wa-
Oh.
Jamie Hammer?
Scott Severin.
Correct.
Yes!
Is this the goal that was on Hearts TV today?
Fucking bang.
It was on Amaruso Let's It Run today, 16th of March 2002. Scott Severin scored at Easter Road to win 2-1.
I love
versus them.
Scott Severin. He was a great
Big
player.
red wine pass was Stevie Fulton.
He probably did drink red wine, to be fair.
He
Kevin
drank,
McKenna.
what do you mean, drank red wine? He drank anything.
That's what I mean, aye.
Right.
Aye.
Kevin McKenna. He didn't play in that team, did he?
I did. Craig Levine.
Aye.
There would have been a crossover there. Aye.
Yeah.
Colin Cameron was in that team as well. Colin Cameron, Stevie Fulton.
Not in 2002.
Aye.
Cameron had gone to Wolves by that point.
We'll agree to disagree. Right, okay.
I love
Nobody
that. When somebody's wrong, we just go, well, I do disagree.
Aye. Shanks
Well,
couldn't possibly be right, even though they studied YouTube videos all day.
No, that wasn't saying you were wrong.
Right, the skipper pops it out to 70 CL, who knocks it down to the Dynamo on the left, who bombs forward, skinning Penny Arcade. The Livy Lovechild has a header cleared off the line by Boca Juniors before Geralda tees up the wee Wido, who rifles one into the top left.
Fucking hell, man. Right.
So 70 CL is that Gary Glenn?
Guys, like,
Uh-huh. These are class. These are the best we've ever had at this.
Livy's love child.
Scott Robinson.
Yes.
We're getting there.
So the skipper pops it out to 70 CL, who knocks it down to the Dynamo on the left. Bombs forward, skins Penny Arcade. Robinson gets one cleared off the line by Boca Juniors before Geralda tees up the wee Wido, who rifles one in the top left from outside the box.
Jason
Alan
Holt.
Patterson.
Jason Holt versus.
I need to ask, who's Boca Juniors in this?
Carlos Bocanegra or something. Aye, Carlos
Right,
Bocanegra.
okay. Shit.
Aye, is it? No, Jason Holt.
No, I believe we win the game via a penalty via Jamie Hamill, but this was, I think,
Oh, yeah.
equalised. The Dynamo is moved to Houston Dynamo.
Oh,
Andy
Andy
Driver.
Driver.
It's the. Is it the 2-1 game at
Ryan
Tynecastle?
Stevenson.
It's the 2-1 game at Ibrox where Jamie Hamill tees up the wee Wido, who then pings one in the top left.
Is it Scott Robin? Ian Black.
Ian Black.
Are they just all the goals that have been on Amaruso Let's It Run this week? Just what day is this?
I just got that. I got that randomly. I was nothing to do with that.
Oh, right, okay.
What was the next video so I can write it down?
Aye.
Right, if
Go-
the
go
next
to
one was on
suggested videos.
Amaruso Let's It Run.
Right, so if you didn't get the first two, this one is a fucked. Right. Here we go. Final. Fuck, I can dial off after this. Right. Right. Delia's Dogger to the boy band
Jesus
on the left.
Christ.
Into accessories. Back to Delia's Dogger, who threads it through to shouldn't have got off the plane, who plays a cheeky pass back to accessories, who fires one into the bottom right. It didn't make up for last month, but we're through to the next round.
Accessories has to be Sean Clare. Clare's accessories.
Yep. Delia's Dogger is Mikey Smith.
See when you say it like that?
Delia's Dogger, Mikey Smith, how's that?
Delia Smith.
No, Delia Smith, Norwich. Stephen Naismith.
Nah.
Right,
Clever.
go.
Right.
St Johnston. Away. 3
Nah.
each.
So we
On
were
this-
embarrassed
on
a month before.
On this
Didn't
day,
make up for it, but we're through to the next round. So you've got Naismith into the boy band.
It's the goal against Thingley. It's the game against Rangers, isn't it? Bozanic.
No,
No.
it's not. It's the game after we got pumped at the Armandale Stadium. It's Sean Clare, 1-0. We put Livy out the cup. You had Stephen A. Smith into Gruccio, worst player ever. And then the boy that shouldn't have got off the plane,
David
Oh,
Vanacek.
Vanacek.
I'm pretty sure
Clare
that was
on the corner.
that game was before the 5-0 game.
Okay, Tom, you've just made yourself look silly. Listeners, please.
You've just made a shanks of that, Tom.
Other.
Yeah, because that game against Livy was January the 20th, or something like that. It's my birthday weekend. That's the only reason I know. And the
It was.
Livy game was
20th
before
of January
Christmas.
2019.
No, that was the December, wasn't it? Okay, sorry.
I am
Sorry,
never,
Shanks.
Ever straying away from Shanks McCann again. Do not ask me. We stick with what we know. And you boys can do that.
They
You're
were
getting that
class.
every week.
Aye,
Oh,
they,
yeah,
they were
exactly.
class. That was almost impossible because Corbett just didn't turn round and say what it was right away.
People say everyone gets 15 minutes of fame. I'm not sure if this podcast is my fame, but I'm going to use part of my 15 minutes for somebody else. John McCallum is one of my best mates. He's a husband, a father of 2 little amazing girls, a son, a brother, a general all-round good guy. Father's Day 2020 was a day that he'll never forget, a day in which he was given news, terrible news, possibly the worst news you can get. John was unexpectedly diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer following emergency surgery for appendicitis. Instead of a burst appendix, the surgeon found a large tumour in his bowel which had caused a perforation. They cut out the tumour, but unfortunately the cancer had already spread to his liver. 8 months on, and after 6 months of chemotherapy to try and reduce the size of the tumour so that an operation could be completed, John was told that the cancer had actually grown while he was on the chemo. That news was tough to take for both my mate, his family and his friends. Doctors have now said that they don't think his liver will ever be in a state that will allow for an operation. John is only 35. The doting dad to 2 little girls. The husband to an amazing woman. Well, she must be. She's been with him for the last 8 years. After a bit of investigation, Lorna, his wife, found out that a clinical trial in Germany was due to take place where they used live donor liver transplants for bowel cancer patients that had previously been deemed inoperable. This could be John's one and only chance, but a chance that he and his family deserve and they need to take. The window of opportunity is small as there needs to be a level of stability from his next 2 chemo sessions, but we are all hopeful. These trials are not currently undertaken in the UK, so we are looking to raise as much money as possible to get John to Germany to be part of these trials and give him a fighting chance of growing up, looking after his wife and his girls. If you can help in any way, be it retweeting the tweet from our Twitter page, posting it on your own Instagram page, or donating via the GoFundMe page that will be here on YouTube, as well as all our socials, I will be indebted to you all. We need to raise a total value of £220,000. We've had an amazing start to raising funds for John, but we need to do so much more. As I say, if you can help in any way, be that a retweet, a repost, or by donating whatever you can on the GoFundMe page, as I say, I will be indebted to you. Thank you for listening.
Cool. We'll do quickly the Arbroath preview predictions for that, and we'll talk about Brora, and then we'll finish with Away Up In Gorgie with Brads. So on Saturday, Hearts travel to, is it Gayfield? Is that what it's called?
Sure
is. That where they
is.
play?
Yep.
Home of Arbroath.
Fish.
Yep, as they call it. Aye, thoughts on the game? Do you think, obviously we said on the live reaction on the game on Saturday, after about 30 minutes, we defaulted back to 4-2-3-1. Do you think that we will see 4-2-3-1 again, or do you think we will stick with the diamond? Gary Mackay-Steven play? Will Walker start? Does Walker only come off the bench because he's an impact sub? Does Nando and Boyce continue up top? What's your thoughts? What do we think?
As long as Walker starts over GMS, I'm not really bothered what the formation is.
Okay. Kev, what were you going to say?
Walker doesn't start. Simple as that. It's an artificial surface. There's no way. There's no way that Walker starts, in my opinion.
Aye. It is plastic, innit? We were right.
Aye.
I thought it was grass.
Is it though? We've had
I
this
also
chat.
thought 5-0 was after the Scottish Cup, so didn't believe me about him.
I think it's grass. It's grass.
It's grass. It's not plastic.
Gary Mackay-Steven. I don't know what we do with him, because Saturday was worrying for loads of reasons, but the most worrying one was the fact that it's at home, we're playing Ayr, and he genuinely didn't look even slightly interested in the match, and I just don't think we can have that's an attitude problem rather than a confidence thing. So that would be my change. I'd put Walker in for Gary Mackay-Steven. I'd like to see us stick with the diamond. I'd like to see us try it again. I don't think that Arbroath will be as defensive. Dick Campbell, in a few interviews over the last couple of weeks, has said he'll never play just one up front again. He will play two up front, so that will give us a little bit more space and options as well. Ando?
No, just all joking aside from the remark I made earlier on, I 100% agree with you. GMS, and we kind of sort of covered this last week when you asked this. I would quite happily just fuck him onto the bench and see if we get a reaction out of him. Then stick him on the bench, see what happens. Bring him on if it's 0-0 after fucking 85 minutes. But even then, don't rely on him to rescue us.
Aye, that would be my... See if we can get a reaction out of him now by benching him. Brad?
Echo all these kind of sentiments as well, because if you watched Walker in the Partick game, he was so effective in that role, just in pinging passes, finding people quickly, got stuck in, had a bit of bite about him, everything that GMS hasn't had. The only thing I'd be concerned about with this diamond, and it did look a bit shaky, was if they do sit in like that 2-5s that we played against, obviously there, the width really stretches teams there, so everyone was just getting choked down the middle. So we need to be able to adapt quickly to go wider with that diamond 4.
Aye, that would be my worry as well. Is just like you said, but going from what Dick Campbell said in interviews, I don't think we'll see them set up as defensively as we seen Ayr on Saturday. Shanks, what are you going to say?
I wouldn't be adverse to having White and Castanier out wide. See how that rolls.
I think Castanier made an impact when he came on Saturday. He's only here for 7 more games. He's on loan, so may as well have a bash and see if we kind of get anything else out of him. Right, we'll do predictions then. We'll do both, because we've got Brora on Tuesday as well, and I know the sum total of fuck all about Brora Rangers.
So, you know where Brora even is?
North.
Miles away.
Too far away. I'm not interested in Brora. Let's just get that done and out the way. Ando, what's your predictions for both matches?
For Arbroath, I will take a sneaky 2-0 away victory, and for Brora, I am going to err on the side of caution and say it will be a 3-0 away victory.
Shanks?
3-1 on Saturday, and we will win 1-0 in the Highlands.
Kev?
I'll go the opposite way around. I'll go 1-0 on Saturday, and I will go 3-0 in the Highlands.
Tam?
I've got no idea, man. To be honest with you. Saturday will be 3-1. And then, because it's later on a Tuesday, I think it'll just be a 1-0 win on Tuesday.
So pretty much exactly the same as what Shanks has picked. Exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
Alexa,
you can do that.
That's fine.
No,
You've went
make it 2-0 on the Tuesday. I don't want
2-0 on the
Shanks.
Tuesday. I was going to say you've went with the gut. That's absolutely fine.
I wasn't really listening, I'm not going to lie.
Brad's
I've put 2-0, 2-0.
2-0, 2-0.
Okie dokie. Corbett.
I think we will win 3-0 on Saturday and 1-0 in the cup. But my answer to both of them is 6-0, as you know. But
Well, because you obviously get points, because just for banter, whenever the 6-0 happens, you're going to get
I'll
all
win.
the
I'll win everything.
you get all the
Aye,
points.
that's
Yeah, you get
Yeah,
a
I'll win
million points. Fair enough. Right, all done.
Magic. I think Brora will be a harder game than Arbroath.
Yeah, I do too.
I agree.
Agree.
A Tuesday night, arse ending anywhere, disgusting weather, minging team.
Squad that couldn't give a fuck.
Day and a
Aye.
half to get there on a bus.
Aye, that's why I just cannot see us taking the cup serious. I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. But
I don't
just
think
can't.
at this stage we'll take the cup seriously. I think if we make it through Brora and then against Stranraer, and then we're going to come up against, more than likely some of the big hitters, and I hate to use that phrase, but a Premier League team.
Aye.
That's your likelihood. Then at that point we'll probably start taking it serious.
We end it as we always do with Away Up In Gorgie. As you know, we go around. It doesn't always happen. We started with our favourites, but there's obviously loads of pubs and clubs and places around Gorgie for drinking. So we'll just go through all of them. Not to say that this isn't Brad's favourite, but he's already nominated somewhere before. So Brad's, you get a second attempt to impress us. Was yours Tiny Arms? Was yours the first attempt?
No, mine's just Benson's
Yeah,
first
Ben-
one.
Benson's,
Oh, aye, that was
yeah.
good. That was good. I like Benson's.
I think
This is good.
Is Tiny Arms even been done?
Was that?
Tiny Arms even been done yet, actually?
Oh, that's
No.
well. There we go. Let's not ruin it for future episodes. And Kev, I also 5 episodes said Ando was shite. Let's move on. That's what I did. I changed my mind.
Right, so going into this week's Away Up in Gorgie, I'm taking a different spin on it. A lot of this boozers we've been talking about have been kind of the young team and going a bit mental. This is a wee bit more of a sober affair venue. This is where I currently drink just now, so if anybody's listening and you want to buy me a pint, absolutely. This is the Ardmillan Hotel, which is our kind of frequent haunt just now. This is more of your kind of dad's army crowd. Last of the summer wine. This is my
Kev.
dad's. Aye. This is where my dad and Kev go to reminisce about like days gone by and the war and stuff. So
Aye.
I like it in there.
What are you talking about? You're the war helmet on. Put it back on.
I like it in there. It's easy to get to the bar. There's 2 bars as well, which is class. You can sit out in a wee beer garden. It's 2 minutes away from the ground, which is absolutely perfect. We park up in Polworth, so whoever's no driving that day, it's en route. Perfect wee boozer, and one on the way back home. So I love it in there. The only downside, and I'm a fan of toilets, it has the smallest toilet in the history of toilets. To the point that you can't fit in sideways. You have to go in at an angle, and you can't turn round. So that is the most horrendous wee cubicle toilet in the world. But other than that, cheap, cheerful.
Perfect if you want a wee swatch at the boy next to his Tadger, the way, Brads.
I was meaning the actual cubicle is like this wide.
Oh, right.
You've
If
got to
you've got-
back into the actual cubicle.
Aye, exactly.
Bradley's an
So-
Evers PR, he has to go to the cubicle one.
Exactly, aye. Aye.
This is my story exclusive.
It's not exclusive. It's well known.
Get
Yeah,
the stage fright.
The idea of standing next to somebody getting their spray for their piss on you is the worst thing about Gotti pubs. So I'm with you, Brads. Me and you, we can be cubicle loyal.
That sounds like a different show.
Yeah, that's true.
I've got a
cheap,
lot of
cheerful.
things to say on this, but we'll leave it for another time.
Cheap, cheerful, and good for your dads. That's the Ardmillan. I know it won't score highly on the Raj rating, but I do enjoy this wee boozer.
Well, I think me and you are the resident dads, aren't we, Brad? So that'll be us. That'll be us next season. We'll leave the kids in the pub and we'll go to that wee park.
That's it.
I must say you missed the main bit. You get a really good pint in there as well, like a proper pint. It's not just pish water, which should get higher points, to be fair.
Does your work happen to supply the beer to that pub, Tam? Is this
no,
a shameless?
Man, no, not at all. No, like
just work, is it?
Just a good pint of tenants. Like sometimes places get it wrong. There's a lot to be said about a good pint of tenants, and they do it well.
I think is it 80 shilling that my dad drinks, and he loves it. You can't get that in many places, and he buzzes because he can get a good pint of 80 shilling in there.
Shanks.
Brad, you missed a wee significant bit for me. It's got a beer garden with 2 wee benches at the front, which is quite nice on a summer's day.
No, I said that. I said you sit at the front.
Absolutely didn't miss that.
Absolutely
said that.
That's my key feature. Get a pint and sit in the sun. It's absolutely
fine. No, I just generally switch off when you sliver. Apologies. I agree with what you said.
So the number one thing that you've danced around the issue, Brad, does it have 6 nations or whatever it is, fucking rugby flags in it?
No, it does not.
It's
got old trinkets and old like badges, nonsense like that, but it has not got flags.
I think it has. I think it might have the flag bunting at the windows. I
think it's got flag bunting
rather than the big flags.
Does bunting count?
Yep, that's right. That's worse. It's worse. Smaller flags upset me more than bigger flags.
But it should only be for Galaxies, man.
You've got Union Jack bunting out for tomorrow. Or Saturday, sorry.
Okay.
That's in your house.
Yeah, that's. And why would I not? Cool. Right, we're rating it on the Gorgio meter, or are we past the Gorgio meter because this one's barely going to register on it, isn't it?
It's good.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. It doesn't even register for me because I have never been there. I've not went.
Like
There's so many other places ahead of it. I've never even bothered.
I don't mind it.
I like it as well.
What were you saying, Shanks?
It's not a shithole, and when inevitably you can't get in the Tiny Arms, and you're not a member at Merky Hearts, and Robbles is now a funeral director, it's the closest boozer. So, for me, it's a solid 7. I enjoy the Ard Millen.
Did people join in when you sing Viva Kujabi?
Never once. I take my shoes off in there, and people just look at me like I'm a weirdo.
I must say, for a summer's game or like a nice weather game, just having a pint outside is good. So that scores it above most places on Gorgie, to be fair.
Aye, but only for how many games of the season? 4?
Aye, exactly. Like the 3 at the end of the season and the 3 at the start of the season. 6
and the pre-season friendlies.
It's outside in the sun. You just need to get your aspects of what football's all about back and get drinking nice
the guy
in the
who
sun.
doesn't drink.
Go to Murrayfield. Go to Murrayfield and watch the rugby.
Keep your hot can of cola and just sit inside in the corner, man.
Well, yeah, I'd say it gets a 6 because that is my future. When I go to the football with the kids, that's going to be my future. It would get a 7, except for the toilet is ridiculous. But it gets a solid 6 because it's not too far away. It's where I'll be in 20 years, and I'll probably like a pint outside in the sun in 20 years. So there we go. Anybody else got a Gorgio meter scoring?
0 for me.
Right, somebody needs to go past and check. Get the bunting situation checked, Kev. And
Okay.
we'll put an asterisk.
I'll do that this weekend, no problem.
Asterisk. What's it go down to if it's got bunting?
0.
No, it goes to minus 10.
Every nomination so far has an asterisk next to it. It goes to instantly 0 if there's ever 6 nations bunting or flags.
Annoyingly, mine didn't have an asterisk. You just knew it had that, so it just got chucked.
Listen.
Yours is a rugby pub, right? That's us done and dusted. There's nothing else to talk about. We will see you hopefully for live match reaction after Arbroath on Saturday, and we will keep you posted on the social medias as to what is happening for Brora. If we're going to do a watch along or if we're just do reaction as and when we're podding like we've done in the past. Aye. Anything else, lads? We covered everything.
All good.
Sounds good.
Well done.
Cool. Magic. Right, boys. See you next Tuesday.
Catch you.
Cheers.
See ya.
Yeah.
Go.